Say go when you're ready.
Go.
1, 2, 3. The bigger picture. That is what you Hollywood stand for. I push myself every single day to make videos. It's beyond anything else. Ready for the entertainer. The Tommy NC 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another awesome episode of Tommy Talk. I am your host, Tommy NC 2010. We're live here from Western North Carolina from the Tommy Room, I guess. And tonight we have an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble here in 2016. And we have Judd on with us tonight. We have Chris. These are all the members of the Bait and Sketch Show. And also, we have none other than the Dark One, the Devious One. He just snuck into the room here. And we are excited to have him here. The Devious One, Dave Rose.
How's it going, guys?
Rosebud.
Hey there, Devious Dave.
We all ready to talk some wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready to talk some wrestling. Yes, we are.
Oh, dude, the comments already. Scott Steiner will win the Royal Rumble. I like that.
So, okay, how we start this off is, so Chris, what's new with you?
Not much, man. Doing some school stuff. Me and Judd are talking about upcoming ideas for videos on our channel. Still trying to pump out some new content and stuff.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Tommy can't be watching the debate, Jay Mitra. The debate is happening now as we talk.
Oh, really? Well, I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, it's
and
the
I really don't
Democratic
want to watch
one, though.
that.
You don't need that.
I really don't want to watch
Interesting
that
going on there.
axe-face Hillary Clinton debate.
Yeah, if
Very
there's no
good.
Trump, it ain't a debate to me.
Dave Rose, what's new with you?
Not too much, actually. Just one more week until the Royal Rumble, and 10 more days until Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah, it starts up again.
January 27th.
And Judd, what's new with you, buddy?
Trying to prep for this show. It's been the whole day. Tommy acts like we haven't been talking back and forth the whole day. The entire day has been like, what are we doing for this show? And then Tommy's like, so, what's going on?
Judd, I think you're setting yourself up for failure if you admit that you've been
Prepping all day.
14 hours into planning this.
14 hours into it. I never said I spent all 4. I spent it over the course of 14 hours. It was like, I don't know, eating an entire ice cream cake, like, a bite here, a bite there. It wasn't like at one go. It was casual.
You're telling me you fit a whole entire ice cream sandwich in your mouth?
No, it's an entire ice cream cake, Tommy. Nevertheless, speaking of a bunch of stuff that doesn't belong together, like an entire ice cream cake in your stomach, what do you guys think of the Rumble this year with everyone being injured? Who are we going to use to make up the Rumble?
Well, they've already
What do you
announced
think?
people.
The couple, but only like 13. They've announced Jericho, like the entire Wyatt, and they also put down, who else? Axel, and then Sheamus is the only one from the League of Nations and a few others. But it tops out at about 13.
Yeah, it's at 13.
So
Wow.
It's a sad state, actually, in my opinion. They've got a lot of injured people, and there's a good chance they're going to push a lot of people from NXT into the Royal Rumble.
They need to do that. They need to push these guys from the Royal Rumble because And I want to say my humongous prediction for the Royal Rumble is that Seth Rollins is going. I hate Seth Rollins, but he's going to run in, and Brock Lesnar and him are going to end up fighting, and then he's going to get suplexed, and it's end up going to be Lesnar's going to be climbing up the ladder. Roman Reigns is going to run up, Superman punch him in the face, and it might be a tie there. You know how Kofi Kingston, he is like a freaking lemur, and if he gets knocked out of the ring, he does acrobatics. My gosh. You know, Kofi Kingston's going to do something amazing, and the New Day's going to get their ass kicked.
That's fair.
You know? Huh?
I've told Quentin. I've told Tommy twice that Seth Rollins is still injured, but Tommy's under the impression that he's actually going to come back.
Tommy, it's not going to happen this time. Not during the Royal Rumble.
Are you serious? Like, he said he's coming back for 2016.
Yeah, but he says going to be the first.
I'm coming back for 2016.
Yeah, it could be a few months from now. It could be WrestleMania.
But they've done this before. They've done this before with what's his face pants. John Cena. He was the guy who was like, I was supposed to be gone for a whole long, then he came back. So it depends on how. You know what I mean? You never know what they.
It really surprises me on how WWE has been booking their wrestlers, and John Cena comes back and then he gets injured, and it's like, he gets injured and then he has to leave us again. It's like I really don't understand it. It's like you're going to try. Vince McMahon's like has this big grin on his face. He's like, "Okay, Cena's back. I'm gonna book the hell out of John Cena." Hey, Vince, got injured. I got out of bed and I hurt my elbow. Are you kidding me? Scrap John Cena. He's injured again.
Yeah, so what do you think? Because that was the only thing plenty of people have said, including the people from Wrestling with Regret, or the person from Wrestling with Regret. The idea that sorry for comments. Bring back Bastion Booger. I like it. I like it a lot. That's the next bit, though, is who do you want? Who do you want? Who do you think will come back? Because we all have people we'd love to see back, but who do you think will return?
There's a guy that
already
I've been
mentioning that in the chat a bit, too. Just bring back
There's a
Bastion
guy
Booger.
that I have been watching here on Facebook, and he's called the Weatherman. I don't know if he's going to be a part of the show. 90% of pain, and 10% of jumping off of ladders, and 30% of breaking knees, and there will be a...
I think we need to explain this a little bit here, Tommy. Tommy has spent this morning explaining to me that he is friends on Facebook with this person who calls himself the Weatherman and claims he is going to debut at the Royal Rumble. To which I think, even if it's not true, they need to make a Weatherman character so he can be like, there's going to be a 90% chance of pain after every single thing he says.
He'd go quite well with the Repo Man.
Oh, for God's love. How great is that? What is the gimmick they need to bring back, sir? What do you think of all the cartoony characters? Who would you want to see make a surprise entrant in this year's Rumble?
Maybe IRS? Or some sort of type?
Isn't IRS dead?
No, he's not. Mike Rotunda?
He's still very much alive.
I forgot. I would like to see Sting come into the Royal Rumble and fight the match. But the thing is, if you put Sting into the Royal Rumble, you have to make him champion. You have to put the belt around his waist, because Sting is not a mid-card wrestler. He is a mid-card wrestler. Sting is a mid-card wrestler, and he's not a one of the low cards. They pay millions of dollars to get Sting in, and what do? They break his neck.
They did not break his neck, which would have been really funny if they operated like the mob, but no, sorry, that's a weird question.
We wait so long to get Sting in the WWE, and we get this match at WrestleMania with Triple H, and Triple H wins, and we get him coming back. He fights against Seth Rollins, and then apparently he has an injury, and so all of his matches he loses, and then I'm gonna say this. I'm not going to jump into it because we want this to be the thick piece of juiciness for when we talk about the Hall of Fame. We're talking about the Royal Rumble. Let's keep on the subject. It's just me. I gotta not be so quick to jump on things.
I'm sorry. So who do you want to see make a surprise return at the Rumble, Tommy? I'm still confused.
Okay. Really, I think who I'd like to see make a surprise appearance, and if WWE would rule their head out of their asses, Hulk Hogan.
What, are you insane? They can't do that. After what he said?
Dude, there was a rumor that he was going to come.
There's actual talk that they're going to be having him back by WrestleMania in some sort of capacity, but I'm seeing that more just as a figurehead as opposed to an actual match.
They should they'd have to bring him back as like a heel or something.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
Donald Trump, like a Donald Trump supporter or something.
Honestly, Donald Trump, if he was a wrestler, he would be the good guy. Donald Trump would be, I think he would be the good guy.
Well, that's just because you like his policies. In actuality, he's very controversial and
Who said I ever liked Donald Trump? Who said you? Okay, you really pinpoint me and try to say that I like Donald Trump. He's a businessman. America's a business. It's a humongous business that has millions of people working in it, and it's a country at the same time as a business. And we put a lawyer in the position of presidency, and look how screwed up our country's gotten now.
Debatable. No one I think ever said that a businessman would make a bad president. Just he's gone bankrupt 4 times.
Donald Trump seems like he could be Vince McMahon with like a mask on.
This really pisses me off. Everybody points out that he's gone bankrupt 4 times, but what has he done besides that? He's made a multi-billion-dollar company. He's been successful in his life, and people want to point out the negatives. It's like, oh, look at those scabs on his face, but he's a multi-billionaire, or look at that turkey neck he has on him. No, he's a multi-billionaire. He's a very success. Why point out the negative things?
Man. He should come back.
Who?
So we've been talking about Trump. The $1 Million Man should come back.
Booker T.
money.
Yeah, it's money. The best song they ever wrote was that song. It's so good.
Yes. I would say, yeah, I think, also, Joe Cronin, will he be joining us, Dave Rose?
I have no idea. I did mention that you'd be around, so he knows.
I hope that he can join us, because we'd love to have him in here as an MC tonight.
I have a question, though. Knowing that we know for sure a few things about the Rumble, we know that Brock Lesnar's in it now, and we know that Roman Reigns is in it, and that's going to be the main crux storyline that drags this whole thing around, right? Or drives it forward. Where do you think they're going to put Lesnar in? Because Lesnar has to come in at some point, but he can't come in right at the beginning. Because that's too obvious.
Can't. They're going to put him near. They're going to put him near number 30.
That's what
I guarantee it.
He's probably going to be closer to the end.
Why do you say that? Because I was thinking 15 or 14, because you wanted to build him up like an unstoppable monster, which he is. But you don't want him like number 1 is obvious. Anyone who comes in at number 1 either wins or loses completely. But it's either obvious. It's like you see it 10 billion miles away. Like the guy's like, if Roman Reigns goes in number 1 this year, he's winning. Right? It's obvious. If a guy has the cards stacked against him, or it's like, oh, Christian and Bubba Ray Dudley or something, and like, they're done, right? And I think Lesnar needs to come in, but at the front where it's obvious he'll go for a long time, and then, what a stroke of luck, he's off the apron for some reason, and gets punched off. But I think he'll go 15, 14 and start wrecking jobbers there. But then I don't see, how does it end? How do you see them booking the ending?
I would say my biggest prediction is Roman Reigns surprisingly laying like he's been knocked out, and then everybody's knocked out. Roman Reigns gets back up. This is another prediction that I have. Him getting back up, crawling up the ladder, grabbing the championship, and walking out, and basically flipping off Vince McMahon in the face, because Vince McMahon has thrown darts after darts at Roman Reigns. And I could see him doing that. I could see him walking into WrestleMania carrying the title. And it's, I could even make a prediction about WrestleMania. Like, I could even say that far as, Roman Reigns carrying the championship all the way to WrestleMania and then out of WrestleMania and then losing it at Monday Night Raw.
Perhaps.
I got a suspicion that they're going to be trying to push Reigns, but there's always a chance that perhaps Daniel Bryan returns and he takes the title, and then him and Roman Reigns face at WrestleMania. But Brock Lesnar still deserves a rematch clause.
Do you think Daniel Bryan's ready? Because there's been a lot of speculations that the doctors...
The WWE doesn't want to push him.
And here's the thing. I hate this person. I really do. But CM Punk, that's an old name.
Okay.
Apparently, he had an issue, and the WWE doctors just kept giving him this medicine. They just kept giving him medicine, and it wasn't working. And he went to an actual doctor after he was let loose from WWE, and they said, "Wow, you're still alive?" Because he's like, "What did the WWE doctors give you?" He's like, "Oh, they gave me this medicine." And he's like, "They should have been giving you that. This thing could have killed you, man." And it tells you how dumb the WWE doctors are. Like Vince McMahon, I think he hires idiots as doctors. I think he doesn't actually hire doctors. I think he hires actors that think they know what they're doing. And
like the security team that comes out during a brawl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
local indie wrestlers as doctors.
I'm a doctor. Is there a doctor in the house?
Oh
I'm a doctor.
Oh my goodness!
I'm a doctor.
Oh my goodness! It's John Greed and Matt Cross, the doctors.
Interesting fact.
Never mind.
Tommy, what do you think of Jesse Ventura?
Oh God, yeah. It's been here the whole time. What do you think of Jesse Ventura?
Wrestling tangent.
Is he a wrestler?
In politics. It's both. He's our two favorite
ex-wrestler, the governor of Minnesota, was it? Believes in the Illuminati and stuff.
Here's a joke prediction. Okay, Jesse Ventura runs out, and he's in there for 2 or 3 minutes, and then he's thrown out.
I could see him as a surprise entrant. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Don't you think? Like, because the surprise entrants have to be a mix of comedy and jokes, in addition to like serious. Because you don't expect them to win, right? They're meant to be a aha moment or whatever. Actually, I want to ask Dave this, or not Dave. I want to ask, what's up? What do you think of surprise entrants coming in? I have this weird feeling Kevin Nash is coming back. Does anyone else also have this?
No, I don't. I don't think that's happening.
Not for like a run or anything, but for like one night to like pop the audience to like. No, not even. All right.
I don't.
Nash,
I don't see it happening.
He's a wild card. Kevin Nash
he works
is
so much.
He's currently able to do it, and there's very few people. I would say maybe Van Damme, for example.
Think so?
He's still the ability to wrestle.
I see. What do you think will be down?
Wait, Jean-Claude Van Damme? Really?
No, not Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The history of years. If Jean-Claude Van Damme entered, but no, he meant Rob Van Damme, the wrestler.
He's too old anyway. The guy just got old.
Who are you talking about, Van Damme or other Van Damme?
Never mind.
Here's the thing. We've never seen such a PCP Royal Rumble where every single main superstar is injured, and it's really unseen. Because WWE is supposed to be the shine product. They're supposed to be perfect in every way, and they're supposed to be presentable. And here it is, WWE, half of their roster is injured, and they're just trying to polish a turd. And at the same time, WWE goes back and forth with controversy. And how many times has that guy been a Russian, or he's been from another country? He got in fights with his girlfriend. He was originally Russian, now he's Yugoslavian. I'm like...
What are we talking about? Oh, Rusev.
Rusev, yeah, Rusev.
He's not from Yugoslavia, he's from Bulgaria.
He's Bulgarian.
But he's talking about Gladiator Putin. He's like,
Gladiator Putin? You mean Vladimir Putin? Well, Gladiator Putin is also like a gimmick no one used.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, unlike the indies, like not mainstream, but unlike the indies, if you had a Gladiator Putin,
that's
kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. Just wrestles like Mike Awesome the entire time.
If any time I could ever think that, I could say that what was a better Royal Rumble than this year, but it's really hard to say. Which one is your favorite Royal Rumble, guys? Like, what year was your favorite Royal Rumble?
1992, hands down.
Why?
Because it was one of the most epic matches to see Flair go through so many guys and truly become the real world's champion.
Neat.
It was incredible.
I like
Where's the
94
first?
when the random entire roster of CMLL was in there for no reason at all and no one explained it. It was like the middle part is my favorite part of the Rumble because the first part's exciting, last part is whatever, but the middle part I always found fascinating to see who they bring in, and I thought that was exciting when they had Kanik and some others, Mel Mascaris and the Sultan. It was random. It was the most random Rumble.
Now,
Go ahead, Ron.
you have, just like last year, potential for surprise entrants like JBL, who would last a few seconds, or even El Torito. So it could go downhill that way.
Well, I like El Torito. I mean, being a fan of Consejo Mundial de Mucho, whatever it is. I can never say it. It trips up my tongue, but he was really good as one of the mini Estrellas down there. So to see him in, it just depends how I book him. If I let him do what he wants, he's good. If he goes in his comedy, it's kind of, you know what I mean? Because they have more than enough talent. The entire NXT roster is fantastic and well received by critics and fans alike. So it's really just they have more than enough people than they've ever probably had on a roster they could call up. Having their own developmental that's got exposure. But does that hurt it, do you think? Now that we've seen these people, if Finn Balor shows up tomorrow, does that kind of hurt it? Because, we've seen him before?
I think
asking, as a
Finn
hypothetical
Balor,
Audience, possibly.
I think that Finn Balor is a very ambitious wrestler. I've seen him. He's the guy with the monster face. Am I right? He's make-upped up and everything, and he looks like a monster.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think Finn Balor is a very prestige wrestler. I think that I've seen some of his talent, and I've seen that. I'm hoping Vince McMahon doesn't screw up this, with his character, doesn't screw up his moves, because Vince has occasion to do that. He will take a good quality wrestler and then he will completely stick his fist up their anal cavity and then just grab their heart in their intestines and yank it back out and then push it back up there in the wrong direction and screw everything up. And I'm thinking, Vince, give us another decent quality John Cena, or give us somebody that's not John Cena, that's going to lead us into the future of WWE. Give us somebody decent, halfway decent, that's going to be an icon in the future,
Who's your favorite diva, Tommy?
Who's my favorite diva? It's really hard to say who my favorite diva is.
All right, then. What do you think of going to Hall
Top
of
12
Fame?
if you have to narrow it down.
Top 12, or even 12 on the roster?
Really, I'm not really attracted in any of the. I'm not really attracted in any of the divas currently right now in the WWE. None of them really catch my interest. My opinion.
Past or present, then.
What?
Tommy,
Doesn't
you
have
watch
to be-
wrestling all the time. You have a favorite wrestler, dude.
Are you referring to skill or just look?
Well,
Whichever
probably
you choose.
looks, I
Whichever
guess.
you choose. How about skill? We'll do skill then. Who do you think is the best wrestler? Because that's been a hot topic of the last couple of years, or months, right? The Divas Revolution is supposed to be an up in quality of women's matches. So who do you think is the best on the roster right now?
You're asking Tommy, right?
No, I'm asking you.
Right now, probably skill-wise, I would probably have to say Paige. Charlotte is skilled as well, but I think that Paige overall is just the superior wrestler there. Overall, probably Trish Stratus, but one of my favorites still remains Wendy Richter.
Really?
There's one diva that I do like that she came back. I don't even think she's a diva. She's a monster diva. And she caught my attention because she was such a massive character, and WWE screwed it up, and they were, I would say, in my opinion, sexist, and because she got pregnant and she went on her maternity leave and they fired her. And I'm like, I
Who
hope she
is?
sued. I hope she sued WWE because I heard Awesome Kong came back and then she got pregnant and then she had to leave. She went out for maternity leave and they fired her. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, she was coming in and she was taking out every diva one by one. She was an unstoppable force, literally unstoppable. Moment she gets pregnant, she goes out for maternity leave. Vince McMahon's like, sorry, no thank you, not paying for that. You're fired. But you're gonna pay for John Cena to, you know, pay for John Cena go on injured leave, and you're not going to pay for Awesome Kong while she's on maternity leave, and when she comes back to be the best diva entertainer. I think right then and there, Vince McMahon screwed something up. I think there's some wrestlers out there that have the chance to be the best, and something happens, and it's just how screwed up the WWE is. It's like they'll push John Cena, they'll push Seth Rollins, they'll push them, but then there's the underdog that needs to be pushed. It needs that chance to get to the top. He talks about a brass ring. You know what
Brass.
Vince is doing?
What? What is Vince
He
doing,
has a
Tommy?
wire, and he's dangling that brass ring and pulling it up. And he's like, oh, John Cena, here's your brass ring. Seth Rollins, here's your brass ring. Oh, Zack Ryder, oh, That's what
Do
I'm
you not-
talking about.
Do you not like Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
I respect him as a businessman, but at the same time, as a booker, I don't respect him.
I find him very similar, like personality-wise, to Donald Trump. To be honest, it's just funny you were talking about Trump and
Yeah, he does.
don't freak out, but you come off as a Trump supporter sometimes, and it seems like they could be one and the same. Have they ever been in the same?
Vince and Donald Trump actually have. They had two wrestlers fighting off against each other, and what happened was basically, he had to fight him, and then if Vince lost, if his wrestler lost, Vince would have to get his head shaved, and that's what happened. Vince's wrestler lost, and then Donald Trump had his guy shave Vince's head. It was either Donald get his head shaved or Vince gets his head shaved.
America wins either way.
Huh?
That wasn't a bad match, actually. I remember that.
I remember hearing something about it. I wasn't into wrestling at that point. I was in high school and I had heard something about it. And,
It was Bobby Lashley, and he was actually in U.S. Marine, wasn't he? How far did he get up in collegiate wrestling? But it was very far, so he was actually quite talented at throwing the suplexes and smashing people. Well, but who do you think? Because TNA recently, or whatever his name, Impact Wrestling. What's the second one now? Is it Impact or is it Ring of Honor? Do you know now who is now in the second place for American wrestling?
That I don't know.
Okay, but they've come down a long way from being the number 2, right?
Who, TNA?
Yeah, or what is it? Impact Wrestling is its name now, right?
my friend Anthony,
yeah. They've kind of
here
fallen
from
off.
Western North Carolina, he was actually inviting me to go to a Ring of Honor match, and I asked him, I said, how much is it? And he never got back to me. Like, I was like,
Great
okay.
story, Tommy.
What?
That's like the worst story I've ever heard in my
I was
life.
gonna go to a match one time and I didn't, and that's.
I was gonna try the bacon sundae from Burger King, but stuff got in the way. So anyway,
I was gonna eat a bologna sandwich, and then I saw an actual hamburger.
Can I ask? I have a question for Sega Camp and/or Ware Camp. Have you played any of the WWE games, and if so, which one would you recommend?
Nope.
No, eh? Tommy, you have one for PS4, do you not?
Yeah, I want to say that I have it, but I'm playing it and it's difficult to operate. I try to get the moves right, but it's kind of difficult to maneuver in the for me to get the moves down. But I've been playing Grand Theft Auto mostly, and I have to say that what I've seen from it looks very realistic. It's very tough. It's very
Is
devious.
that
Dave
first
Rose. Me and
person mode
him were part of a program
amazing?
called.
Is that first person mode just amazing to look at?
What?
Is that first person mode amazing to look at?
What?
I
Keep
I
doing
say
this
that
for the next 20
because I
minutes.
played it on PS3 and they only almost set the game up for third person mode like GTA 4. They had the
What?
three
Is the
characters.
first person?
And then when the game finally came out to PS4, they finally made a first-person mode of the game, so you're just seeing everything in your point of view. Basically, it's just everything right in front of you, like you're actually being that person. You're seeing it right from their point of view.
First person me.
Yeah, the first part. Sorry to change the subject. Yes, the first-person shooter on Grand Theft Auto is pretty unique. It's pretty cool. Back on subject now.
Hey, one second.
That
Quentin,
you know,
Quentin,
WWE.
Quentin in the chat says, "Do more what chance?" I like that.
What? 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 You know, honestly, that's a forgotten thing. I remember a while back ago when I started watching wrestling, they had those chants going on, and I think it's if you notice that everybody chants CM Punk's name, and I bet you Vince McMahon is just standing in the ring thinking, "I wish they would shut up. He's gone." And the people just won't let him live down that he fired CM Punk, which I hated CM Punk because he was such a stupid heel. But I think the man that played CM Punk is actually pretty awesome. You know, he's
Robert
actually
Downey Jr.
the life story of CM Punk, played by Robert Downey Jr.
What?
Can you imagine?
No, I have no imagination, Tommy. It was removed at
I
birth.
can only remember him as
What'd you say, Devious? What'd you say, man?
character Iron Man. I can only see him as Tony Stark, but that is it.
I
Oh,
said
I
he'd
thought you-
probably win the Oscar for playing CM Punk.
In the story of his, like, a man betrayed by the wrestling company, you know. I have a big staph infection. You have no such thing. And then Will Smith is like, tell the truth. No.
Well, if
Yeah,
anyone's
what's
gonna
okay,
touch
and
that,
then
it would be
WWE
Robert Downey Jr.
puts a video out of zooming in on CM Punk's butt, and I'm like, are you kidding
What?
me?
I've been told to say what every time you change the subject unnecessarily, Tommy.
What? No,
What?
no. It's involving with the subject. Quit calling me.
What? Sorry. Devious
Somebody's
there.
purposely calling me while I'm doing my show.
How else do
Stop
you
calling
call-
me.
how else
That's
do
all I
you-
ask.
How else do you call someone other than purposefully, except for accidentally? There's only 2 times, isn't there? And like maybe drunkenly, but that's about it.
Well, yes, well, you know, okay, get back on thought here. Be honest that, you know, like WWE, they released a video of CM Punk's butt trying to find the staph injury. Like they tried to
Tommy,
locate.
I swear to Christ, what does this have to do with anything?
It has everything to do. What are you talking about, Judd?
All right.
It has everything. We're talking about CM Punk. We're talking about the WWE here. Like how do you say
not
that
coming
it has
back
nothing to
because
do
he's
with our
not-
topic?
Because he's not been there for years now, right? He's not coming back. He's been completely written off television and he's expressed no interest. So I don't see him ever returning, at least not this year. What about AJ
Yeah,
Styles? Do you think he'll come back, Devious? Because there's rumors that he's been signed.
It looks like he's already been signed with the rest of the Bullet Club. There's rumors that potentially they're going to try to push him into the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see that. They may have some other appearance at the in some other capacity during the Royal Rumble, whether it's inside the match or not. Do I like it? No. I don't think that they've got to be introduced in that method, but I have heard that rumor, and it is a possibility because they've got to fill those 17 spots. So there's a good chance that they'll get desperate enough that they might have to use talent that shouldn't be there.
Well, how do you say? What do you mean by shouldn't be there? Isn't he signed, or is he not? I thought he was signed.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is that he shouldn't be in the main roster. They've got to build him up in NXT first with the rest of the Bullet Club prior to bringing him onto the main roster.
Even though he's been considered the greatest wrestler for some time now in the entire world, and he's
for us who know about wrestling, yeah. But the problem is that right now WWE focuses their market directly to 6 to 10-year-olds and soccer moms.
The worst kind of people. After people who subscribe to Cigar Magazine, like cigars smoking is a way of life.
Excuse me.
So, yeah, basically, in my opinion, that their focus is in the wrong spot, and if they were to try to bring somebody up who, although we know quite well and we know they're quite successful, it would be quite premature because they're not building that pop necessary to inform the audience who they are and what they're capable of.
And here's what I find something interesting what Dave Rose just said there. Their audience is just a bunch of little kids and soccer moms. Also, remember YouTubers also. That's their main audience because we're basically their audience, you know. But
YouTube comprise most of the population of the planet Earth, but never mind.
But another thing is, one thing I think that screwed everything up was back in the day. In the Monday Night Wars, WCW versus WWE, WWF, which WWE in every single documentary, they call themselves WWE. It's WWE World Federation Wrestling. Get it right, you stupid monkeys. Yes. Yeah.
What? No, for real.
Vince McMahon politely wants to erase the fact that his company was called WWF, and he wants it to be called WWE. And really, Vince? Really? Really? Really?
Do you like The Miz, Tommy?
No, I hate his guts. I think
Really?
he is a fool.
Okay, then.
I think he's a monkey in a dress.
I'd like to see some more of R-Truth.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like
R-Truth.
I
Was
gotta
a
start
genius.
making him a joke, though.
Yeah, he's actually good. He's actually good when he wrestles. But
Yeah, the guy's 45 years old. He's in incredible shape. He's got some amazing moves. He can be funny, but he can also be scary, serious, and he's got a lot of ways of dealing with the audience and adjusting his character accordingly.
And he can wrestle. He's almost like Bill Hicks, the comedian. I was once talking to a guy who used to run the Yuck Yucks down in Toronto, and he said the best comedian he ever saw was Bill Hicks. And I wonder, that's kind of weird because I thought he was niche, right? He was very niche. But if you watch his stuff when he was on, like, I don't know, a Fox and Friends, not Fox and Friends, but some equivalent, right? Some very heavy conservative crowd, he would switch his material and do airplane jokes or something like that. Still kill it, but he was adjusting for the audience. So having someone who's as malleable as an R-Truth, you know, you think you'd do more with him, but I don't know. Maybe
One of the best moments of R-Truth was when he became a heel, and he was talking about Little Jimmy, and it was awesome. It really pulled me in. It really made me laugh. It really made me think, is this actually happening? Is he actually breaking the third wall and attacking fans? He's not. Okay, what would have been better if he had dumped that soda on that 7-year-old, that 8-year-old? Can you imagine what the views would have done if he, instead of dumping it on the father, throwing the soda on the father?
I want to make a wrestling league just so you can book, Tommy. I want to put all your ideas together. The best part was when he smoked. That was the best heel turn I'd ever seen in my life. When R-Truth started smoking for no reason. It was so good.
But Vince McMahon screwed it up again, and he turned him back into a face, gave him the Little Jimmy character still, and ruined it completely. And it seems to say that half of Vince's ideas are horrible ideas. And I honestly think, why does he not retire? Because he's too hard-headed and he thinks, yes, I built this company. I have to run it into the ground.
You
You
know,
know?
actually on their website, if you actually research into their corporate finances and whatnot, one of their things that they list, most companies have a list of like risk things, and it's like, I don't know, increasing technological development in this area or whatever it might be, or rise of this market. One of them is like if something were to happen to Vince McMahon. Like he's that integral to their product.
Tommy, Tommy, a cage match between Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders on a tag team together. Who wins that?
Well, right now, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump hate each other's guts right now, so I don't think that'd be a good tag team.
Dissension, the tag team breakup, rockers right through the barbershop window. Is that what I'm suggesting? I'd watch that.
You're saying Bernie Sanders goes through the window and Donald Trump is just like...
I'll show you a glass ceiling and just whoosh. No? All right, fine, you guys.
Oh, God. It's, innovation. And some of these wrestlers are awesome, but there's that little rosebud of crap that is, I would like to say, that's... and people say, why are you so negative to Vince, Tommy? Because that's what Vince
positive.
is.
Stay positive, Tommy. Unless it's Vince McMahon, in which case you become the most malcontent person I've ever met.
But you know what? I honestly wanted to puke when I saw Vince's arms as the referee. I was just like, oh, come on, Vince. Please wear long sleeves. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Lindsay agrees. Lindsay also agrees that Lesnar be around the 15 mark, which is what I think. I think number 14. I just thought number 14 to be a bit less predictable, but I think it's to start wrecking people. How does Reigns win? Do you see Reigns winning Devious? And do you see him? And how do you see him doing that?
If Daniel Bryan doesn't come back, I see him as sort of potentially going through the entire, because it looks like he's going to be number one, going through the entire set of opponents that go through the Royal Rumble and potentially winning at the end some sort of Hail Mary miracle move or something like that, when there's some sort of attempted interference from the Authority, he switches it on its head and he somehow gets the win. Unfortunately right now I have an inkling that it's going to be him. It could be Lesnar because technically this is your beast and I would rather see the title on him, but I just have this inkling that they're going to keep trying to push Roman Reigns.
Okay, Dave, I have a question for you. Do you want to ever see the WWE Championship in the WWE? That's my question. Do you really... I'm challenging your thing here. Like, do you seriously want to see that title on his waist? You're never going to see him. He's going to be sitting in Texas at his Texas house, sitting there watching WWE and then calling up Vince and saying, "Let's not do this."
I still think it's better than having Reigns have the title. I'd rather have it only appear on TV when Lesnar is there, and that everyone try to vie for that championship and give it some more value, as opposed to it just being thrown onto Reigns purposely and therefore diminishing the value of the title.
For instance, let's talk about the United States Championship and how the fact... Joe Cronin told me this, and I think you told me this, that John Cena gave more value to the United States Championship than any other champion. And when...
I don't think he said that.
What?
I don't think he said that. I think he said that Cena recently has done so, but not overall in history.
And the thing is, what John Cena said about Alberto Del Rio, I agree. Alberto Del Rio doesn't defend for the championship. He's a gutless coward that, they give him a character and then he's like, "No, thank you. It is my destiny to say no, thank you. And I am not going to be a Mexican American. No, thank you." I'd rather not have that bearded-faced monkey follow me around. No, thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, come again. That was my impression of Alberto Del Rio. But,
So,
but
Judd,
I think it's
how do you see? I want to ask Judd how he sees Roman Reigns in his.
Oh, apparently I talk too much, but yeah, okay. How do I see? What do you mean? What request? I see him winning it with like one of those Superman punches off the apron. Like I could write it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It works for this exact match, and I think he has to win because that's how they've been building it up.
Now, do you see that the Authority is going to attempt some
Oh
method
yeah,
to try to?
shenanigans, little shenanigans. Yeah. I could see someone holding somebody's foot or trying to whatever it is they do, throw powder in the eyes or whatever that stuff. But I mean, I don't know if it makes sense because it seems like they're forcing it down people's throats. Like they're just
Yeah.
replaying the Stone Cold. It's like it's when you
Yep.
remake a movie or a third part of a trilogy. I just
But the thing is that Stone Cold Steve Austin, at the end of his career, he walked out of the WWE, and Vince McMahon almost fired him. At that point with his story. That was the way he said it. He said he got tired of being wrestled so much, at being booked, that he actually just walked out. And Vince called him up and said, if you don't come back in, you're fired. You're terminated. One of the biggest superstars, Vince calls him up and says, you're not bigger than the WWE. If you don't come in, you'll be fired.
Tommy, could you see any wrestlers in the WWE currently in there running for political office? Running for president?
As long as WWE is not booking and not running the show, I could see possibly. Okay, I'll throw this out. I would say John Cena would be an interesting president, and everybody's like, "What? No!" I can hear the whole chat saying, "No, Tommy, no, 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 no."
Why do you think that? Why him?
I think he's a well-respected man. I think that he's well-rounded, and he would probably be twice the size than any president we've ever had. And besides, he could honestly, he could probably kick the ass of many of these dictators. He'd be like, "No, don't worry. I'm just gonna walk in there and like, oh, you don't like America? America, yeah."
Well, it's funny. I know for like a while they were talking about. I know wasn't a wrestler, but like Schwarzenegger. They were talking about like changing the law of because in the States you have to be American born to run for president. They were talking about like changing that law specifically so Arnold could run.
Well, I think that's an interesting subject. I think that's when you think about it, it's like I think I really think about it, and I really fester about it because at the same time you could try something new, really. And who's joined us today?
Oh, it's Devious Dave. He actually dropped out, but he's back.
Oh, he's back? Okay.
Made a surprise return for the Rumble.
But I think it would be interesting if we did try something different and tried somebody from a foreign country. Of course, a lot of them would be like, he's not American. He's not from this country. He doesn't know how to run this country. He ran a state, you jackass.
Well, it's kind of funny. Like it seems like a very American thing that it's like even Trump to some extent seems like they'd be or Schwarzenegger. They're very different, people. They come from different places politically, but they seem like they could be presidents in in an action movie or something.
Could you see somebody like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys trying to run for president?
That's less likely, I think.
Subject change.
What do you think his first thing would be? Weed legalization?
Maybe, possibly. Well,
Sure,
no,
that'd be
because he wouldn't want. Remember, they made a movie called "Don't Legalize It" because Ricky
In like
wanted
the
to make money.
40s. Oh wait, oh sorry.
Huh?
No, I thought you were talking about like the old. Never mind. Stoner Mad. I thought you were talking about Reefer Madness for a second.
Oh,
No,
thank
no.
you. Let's just say that Jed's starting to get bored about this, about WWE. I had to put up with it saying, oh, WWE is fake. Wrestling is fake. Please.
Yes. Okay. First of all, folks, people in the audience.
Now.
Yes,
You
wrestling
can't just
is
been sitting
fake.
there stewing.
Yeah, I like how you've been sitting on this for like 35 minutes. And like, I can't take it. I can't take it.
Been quiet the last half an
Yeah.
hour.
Like I just had this shoved up. I just had a
Did
cord
Dave Rose
shoved
leave
up
us
here,
again?
and it's just.
Guys, did Dave Rose leave?
Yeah, Dave Rosema left again. He tried to come back in. He left, and then he tried to come back in, and now he's gone.
We're having technical
Thank-
Probably
problems or
for.
I want to say
Probably
thank
for
you again,
good.
Dave Rose, for coming in and emceeing with us. That was an honor to have you on the show tonight. Thank you so much. Subject change. I am the only Canadian that was here that liked that show is gone now. But
Hey, I'm
Season 10
Canadian.
Trailer
What's
Park-
with this, Tommy? What is with this?
what?
What's with this, Tommy? I'm Canadian too.
Well, you don't watch Trailer Park Boys. I know that for a fact.
That's
Oh, well,
not
that's-
a prerequisite
that
to
is
being
true.
Canadian, Tommy. It's not
What?
part of. That's not part of a citizenship.
Then again, I
exam.
faded from TV altogether. This is kind of why I don't watch WWE or Royal Rumble or any of that kind of wrestling stuff.
But Season 10 is coming out soon. And the interesting thing about it is something's been stated. That normally Ricky and Julian are in prison. But in this episode, these seasons, Ricky and Julian and Bubbles are actually in charge of Sunnyvale Trailer Park, and they're actually running the show. And the tables have been turned. And I think it's going to be an interesting season. But the thing is that it's going to be kind of ruined because the whole idea of Trailer Park Boys is a documentary of a camera crew following around a bunch of rednecks in Canada that live in a trailer park that are criminals that go to prison all the time, and they go back home to their trailer park and they just do the same thing. They commit crimes. And now celebrities are getting mixed involved in it, and I feel like it's going to damper. Like, if you look at Season 1 and from Season 9, you can tell the quality has gone up massively. I think it takes away from the documentary feel when they were just operating with one of those old-fashioned cameras, just like a small filming camera. And that
As opposed to a small non-filming camera.
to one massive filming camera. It has really good quality on it. And if you watch one of the seasons of the old season and you compare Season 1 to Season 9, and then, you compare it, you can tell the quality has gone all the way up to 1,000. And it kind of takes away the good quality and the effect of just the Trailer Park Boys idea.
Well, it's less of an original idea now. The whole mockumentary style that's like almost the standard thing for comedies now too, right? So, I mean, when Trailer Parks first came out, that was probably really kind of a cool, innovative thing, but everybody's kind of copying that now.
Something interesting is that I think would really be funny for an entry in the Royal Rumble is Ricky and Julian and Bubbles.
Like those three doing a cage match to the death. Now that would be
What do you
something to
think about
watch.
that?
Watching a cage match to the death. Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. Now that would be something to watch.
Did you get any feedback on your needle felts that you sent to those guys, Tommy?
No, I
You
have
didn't hear
not.
anything back?
I haven't. I'm not subscribed to SwearNet. If anybody is subscribed to SwearNet, keep your eyes out for the package because I sent it to them a while back ago during Christmas time, and just keep your eyes out. If anybody's subscribed to SwearNet, please let me know if you see them open the package. And I'm really excited to see them open it.
Yeah,
I
that
am.
would be
I'm
cool.
really.
That would really be exciting, though, Tommy, if they actually do it on their channel.
I actually asked them to upload the video to their YouTube channel. Excuse me.
Trailer Park Boys, or if you could pick one to be a guest, or either the group of the Trailer Park Boys or Vince McMahon. If you had one of those as a guest, who would you pick?
Oh God, it's a toss-up. Could I have them both?
No, it's one or the other.
Difficult decision, Tommy.
Decisions. It's really hard to say. It's
or Werecamp. I'll throw him in the mix too.
Okay.
On the clock.
I would definitely pick Trailer Park Boys because they're funny, they're entertaining, and I feel like Vince would censor everything.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and give Vince a no then. I was talking with him. He was ready to come on.
Oh,
and
quit!
I was telling him
Are
you're
you
not interested.
serious? Don't troll me.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're funny. You're funny. You're funny, Chris. You're really funny. Thank you.
Funny how? Funny how?
Funny how? You think I'm a clown? You think I amuse you? Emma thinks that you need to stop trolling, and Emma thinks that I'm gonna powerbomb you through a table.
Who's talking? Right? Who was that?
Elmo.
Oh, that was you.
I thought that was Elmo. Where's that laugh that Elmo makes?
I can't do it right now, but guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for making such an awesome episode. Guys, check out the Bait and Sketch Show, Chris and Judd, and check out the Sega Camp Gamer. And I want to say I'm Tommy NC2010. Thank you so much for watching the show. And I want to say to all my fans, I love you all. Thank you so much for all you guys do, for being such awesome fans. And thank you so much for tuning in every single episode and watching. As always, I say this all the time. I'm keeping you on the inside. Fact. Have a great night, folks.